Oh shit! Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
yo.
that's what we want to see. That's what we like to do.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Video.
Yeah, there it is.
We can see each other.
Right. You know, we don't have to wait for the trips to the Chicago, or if I would ever show up to the DMV. Like, this is dope.
The first time in 3 years that we have done this show, except for being in studio, where we have video now, which is special. Why? Because it is officially FBC 3.
Yeah, man. FBC 3. Oh, and we still gotta do it right. So hey, hello, good day to all of you out there in the world, wherever you are, doing whatever it is you like to do. It is another Sunday, and now it's timestamp for real Sunday, because you see video of us on Sunday. And that means it is time to talk wrestling like nobody else in the world for the 3rd year in a row. So that means that it's time for the first Black Champ podcast, and I'm Camp from the Port.
And I am J.R. Bang. Make sure you rate, like, subscribe, download First Black Champ wherever you listen to your favorite podcast at the Barber's Chair Digital.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Barber's Chair Digital for being with us and part of our 3 years of existence. So make sure you do that, especially on Apple Podcasts. You can go ahead and rate us and let the people know that you mess with FBC. Also, bye, Al.
Yeah.
Hey.
You were wondering.
In case you was wondering, there's 10% off all purchases on the First Black Champ store. Go ahead, get your merch. You see, we repping this morning. You know what I'm saying? I got the joint with the man holding the belt. Camp got the logo on there. So make sure you go ahead and get your merch. teespring.com/stores first black black champ, or click the link in our bio. Make sure you following us on IG at fbc.pod. You click the link in the bio. Go ahead and get your merch. Shouts out to everybody who has supported the podcast for the 3 years of existence. Shouts out to everybody who has a piece of merch. Man, how you feeling? It's 3 years.
Man, it's doing great. I want to just go back to the merch real quick. You see that, ladies and gentlemen, wearing either the black or the chocolate. You know what I'm saying? That's how we keep the true First Black Champ fashion. You know what I'm saying? This is the chocolate shirt, but it's the black hoodie. You know what I mean? Like First Black Champ. Like, this is just branding to a T. I just want everybody to see that and know that and understand that. That's all. We want to start there first. So, but I'm sorry. Fast forward back to your question. Year 3. So, man, one, wow, because I will say this, even though I knew we could do this, and this would be super fucking easy for us specifically to do this, which was talk wrestling for 3 years and make it interesting. I didn't think it would look like this when we got here.
Right.
if that makes sense.
It makes total sense.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't expecting so many new conversations to develop. I wasn't expecting us to end up tackling some of the issues that we would end up tackling, even though that was kind of our MO from the beginning, right? We were like, yo, we got to talk about black wrestling, black wrestlers, and all the shit going on with it, just for, you know, just to keep it really plain and simple. And we thought that we were gonna, well, I shouldn't say we, don't want to speak for you, sir, but I thought that that was going to be covering a lot of nostalgia and fighting for a progressive state for what we've seen from like 2019 to 2020. Like, I didn't even think those years were coming as far as black wrestling fans. Like, to be doing this podcast and to see Wrestling Gear 2019 for black wrestlers, like, that is mind-blowing for me. I'm thinking that we were just going to get a lot of black excellence picture moments with like the New Day, Sasha Banks, and Rich Swann, and we would just see more of those like in pockets of time. I'm thinking like maybe this year, 2020, our 3rd year of the show, we would be seeing something like that for like the 2nd or maybe 3rd time. But I will say that the way that even we've evolved as far as our wrestling conversation, the way that the wrestling world has evolved as far as like black people watching wrestling, and just the way we've attacked every single episode from year one. I love it, but I can't act like I could predict it looking like this.
Nah, I'll look. Couple of things here. This is the longest running piece of content that I've ever created. Okay. And I think that's the same for you too. I think we've talked about that before. I think we talked about that year too, actually. So to be 3 years, on something, first of all, it is way past habit. So there's one. Two, to get the to the love and the support that we receive when we introduce the merch, and we get the tweets from folks saying, I'm rocking with my FBC Pod hat or shirt. Like that right there is unexpected, it's dope. But even adding the merch to it, the group, the page and the group, like seeing people, like we're so used to starting everything, but then like just keep it a buck. We're so used to starting everything and for people, and but it's still us.
Right.
So while I felt comfortable with doing this pod with somebody that I have known for over 10 years now, and this is something that we know and we love and we talk about, we don't expect other people to do shit.
Word.
Keep it a buck. Like
that's reality.
That's what we used to. So to see people rocking our shit, commenting, tweeting us, screenshotting the pod, saying a quote, that right there is icing on the cake. Because it's the shit that we didn't expect. Like, so shout out to everybody who has grabbed merch for themselves, for their kids, to rock. Like, we didn't get the chance to do the WrestleMania shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody got a chance to wear our shit at WrestleMania, but I long for when people start going into arenas and we're watching wrestling and we see somebody like this and shit. Like, oh, that's lit.
All right.
Yeah, teespring.com, screenshot that bitch. So that's one. Two is the impact that we have had, especially over this past year. Shouts out to people like Jonathan Hood for bringing you on the ESPN 1000 to talk about wrestling. I've already said shouts out to the people that see the conversation. Shouts out to Barbershop Digital for joining us on the ride. And shouts out to Ruthless Aggression, because there was one specific episode where a whole conversation from us ended up on their pod talking about blacks in wrestling when the ACH thing happened. So, like, wow, the one thing I will say, and considering what I be saying, I'm happy about, is that we ain't deep into the wrestling community. It's not a piece of shade, but but the reason why I'm saying it is because you could get jaded a little bit. Like, I like the fact that I'm still a regular nigga that's just talking about this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I'm not, like, I don't really talk to a whole bunch of people that know stuff in the inside. So then I'll start talking to y'all like I'm some type of insider. No. I love this shit. I watch this shit. I'm watching it now. You know what I'm saying? As I do the pod now, when I do First Black Champ, I watch some sort of wrestling. So now that we have video and we're introducing video, like, you're going to see me sometimes look at the screen. That's because this is what happens during the pod. Like, I'm watching wrestling at the same time I'm doing First Black Champ. So I'm kind of glad that I'm still naive to the wrestling community a bit, because I don't want me to tweet about, how Matt Morgan versus Sting was a classic, and then some wrestling fan hit me and be like, oh no, Matt Morgan is terrible. Like, nah, I like my bubble for right now. But one of my goals for this year is, now we're in year 3, is to be a part of y'all a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see about that. And part of that is this video. I think I've done enough of these joints for work where I was like, hey, well, shit, time to put these pods on this motherfucker. So every once in a while, you're going to see videos. It's not going to be every day, say every week, but, probably like once a month, we're going to get some video out of this joint. Also, pay-per-views.
Yeah.
When the pay-per-view's coming up, so we're gonna be talking about Extreme Rules today. Give our predictions because it's next week, July 19th. And something special is First Black Champ Watch Along. So we see y'all congregating in the group and everything. Shouts out to everybody in the group that we talking. We know y'all be watching the pay-per-views too. So shit, why don't we watch this bitch together? Go on live on the group. A couple of us watch, talk shit. We invite the people in, you become part of the show.
Word.
Simple. So that's for rocking with us for the 3 years when we were doing this on the phone and just headphones, like the call in shit to shouts out to Med for introducing us to Clean Feed.
Yes, shout out to him.
So shouts out to Med for that one.
That definitely, you know what? That's a very underrated moment, maybe for the people that are listening and watching this now, because I think you'd have to understand where we come from with the frustration of audio and the quality of audio, because we're sticklers for that, right? We always want to make sure that we can be like, shit, that's decent, let's go. Right. And we had a lot of episodes in that first year that wouldn't, shit, that's decent, let's go. And we were like, damn, it was becoming so frustrating. And we knew it was giving off fire content, but yet one side of the audio might have been, you know, just off, just a little off, or too low or too high, or damn, it sounds like we hear, but damn, that echo, or whatever it was. So when Med was like, yo, y'all ever use Clean Feed? I'm like, no, I didn't even know what that was until you mentioned it right now. And for us to get on there, do the rough takes, just behind the scenes on that random, like Wednesday or Thursday, whenever that was, and then be like, nah, shit, we using this. This sound like we here. We sound like we in the crib. Like, we did the sound check. I was like in my recliner at that point, and I was like, oh shit, here we go. Now, no excuses. Yeah. We have figured out how to get very nice quality audio from both of us on one wave, and people will be able to hear and understand every single thing. Because we were getting the updates. We were getting like, yo, man, what y'all doing with the mics? I'm like, nah, he on the phone. I'm plugged into a board. I'm trying, like, but that actually didn't sound as good as just me putting you on speaker and lowering a mic that was next to me, and that still wasn't the move. So, man, to have the Clean Feed option, I think is I won't say save the podcast, because we were going to do it regardless, but man, that increased my motivation personally, because I was like, okay, boom, we don't have to worry about this anymore. Let's focus on other shit, like logos, like merch, like damn, what can we do about getting interviews now? Because now we got something. So shout out to Med, very underrated moment. That, I mean, we talk about it, but we don't talk about it in depth. Hey, what better time than an episode for year 3? You know?
Yeah. And I think with that, you know, that turned into the partnership with Barber Digital.
Yeah.
And you know, shouts out to Scott, Pearson, the gang for bringing us in, and with them bringing us in, you know, and their added promotion, you know, bringing more people to us, and us man. To them. So we always got to honor that, like, definitely. You know, and then they already got a wrestling show. It's like what you need 2 wrestling shows for. That's your automatic thinking. But between us and Ruthless Aggression, matter of fact, I was looking at the Instagram post that I had. Let me go to it because I had put it into my stories. Let me go to it. I went too fast. Bow. There we go. Mortal Kombat brand. Mortal Kombat Pod, excuse me. They had spotlighted Barber Digital, Black-owned digital media network featuring sports, culture, music, and film all in one place. I love the a la carte style and range of hosts they have. If you want some wrestling talk, Ruthless Aggression, First Black Champ is for you. You know, you want to hear what's happening in the world this week, Summer Sessions is one you'll download. I'm a bit more biased, but my favorite of theirs is Ball Don't Lie, giving me a different look at sports. Plus, my man Dante is on it as well. Show some love and check him out. Like,
awesome, yo. What more could you ask for? Like,
more.
You know?
So yeah, man. So we thank you guys for joining us on this journey. We ain't going nowhere. Not only that, we still got some more road. We got more on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we still got to start hitting these events up. You know what I'm saying? We got to bring more people on the pod from time to time to give their perspective on it. We got the video aspect of it now, so you can start seeing how ugly we look in the morning. You know what I'm saying? We might do our pod in wife beaters and draws.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm halfway there. I picked my spot in the corner now to get a sound area. That's what y'all can see by the outlets behind me.
Yeah.
But you know, I would never purposely, like, you know, lower the camera any lower without the OnlyFans.
But your motherfucking ass on your Instagram feed modeling draws and shit.
That's true. Shout out to Contenders Clothing.
So you've already, like,
you know, I mean, hey, it's product reviews for my magazine, Bravado magazine. You know what I'm saying? I'm really going all the way with this. You know what I mean? Like, I just registered it as a business. Like, now we got to really, like, you got like, you know what I'm saying? Everything counts now. And you know what? And shout out for them being the company that every time I post, they do hit me back like, yo, thank you, man. We appreciate that. That's like great. Like, and I haven't paid 100% for anything since post one. You know what I mean? So on God, shout to fucking Contenders Clothing.
You got that right. Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Shouts out to you. You know, anytime you get something at a discount, shout out to you. Speaking of discount, buyout.
You know what I'm saying? Get 10% off all of your purchases in the month of July for the first Black Champ podcast, man. Shirts, hoodies. We got long sleeves still too. I think we got crew necks on that hoe. We are still working on the process to be to get masks, because we know mask will be a thing. Masks are becoming the new normal no matter what state you're in. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody that's open seems like they're starting to close back down a little bit. And then also we can't forget the spikes in Florida and Arizona, Texas. So yeah, man, FBC mask on you hoes.
Yeah,
They'll be a thing. They will be a thing.
For the rest of 2020. So you might as well get ready to rock your first Black Champ mask.
Believe it.
Man, you might as well just walk up in the store with your shit on. Bow.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what time it is.
Man. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and get to this show. Get this show started, man. We had talked about it a little bit last week because one of the wrestlers that was in the audience, in the social distance audience, had leaked some footage, leaked the photo of it. Man. But now it's official. Keith Lee, double champ, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He is the new NXT heavyweight champion, along with being the North American champion. He is the first double champion. As far as NXT and North American champion in the history, he's the second Black heavyweight champion in NXT. He defeated Adam Cole in a dope ass match. The confetti came down. He had the belts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Karrion Kross was in the bleachers. In the little whatever, the booth or whatever they call it and shit. Because it didn't look like he was in like a special area. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was like in like a little booth section, or like where Sting kick it. Right. You know what I'm saying? If he was there, and him and Scarlett Bordeaux was there looking on. Adam Cole was in the corner. They shook hands. You know what I'm saying? So first, we got first to Keith Lee. Without talking about the match, because you know it is what it is. You can look at that on NXT. Like how dope was it to see the coronation of a new black champion in the WWE, in which apparently like 3/4 of the champions are people of color.
Yeah, man.
In the WWE right now.
Yeah, man. It's one that's awesome, and also one more stat that we might be able to add to Keith Lee: first major and mid card title holder at the same time, first black person to ever do that in the WWE. Is that or do the tag team belts count?
But who was that? Like,
I mean, the only people that
The
are
Rock
coming
didn't
to
do
mind.
it. The Rock
Right?
didn't do it.
Yeah, he did.
Like, Kofi didn't do it. The Rock didn't do it. Mark Henry didn't do it.
Nah.
Yeah, shit.
Tasha Banks, yeah. So yeah, man. Right.
Tasha
so
Banks
yeah,
ain't got no. Tasha Banks ain't got it yet.
Right. Exactly. So, yo, shout out to Keith Lee, North American title, which is it's a major singles title or a mid card title. I think it's holding more value right now than the Intercontinental or the US title. The way NXT has propped it up, but also the NXT champion. Like, I mean, we've never seen that. You know what I'm saying? We've seen the Ultimate Warrior holding the Intercontinental title and the WWE Heavyweight Championship, even if it is just to give it up the next week or whenever. But
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, right. You know what I'm saying? I think Steve Austin, because beating The Rock, like I believe. And then yeah, man, I think even, I mean, obviously when they were doing the Undisputed World Championship, nobody black did that, holding the big gold belt and the WWF Championship. So yeah, man. So shout out to Keith Lee for doing that as well. Talk about company belief finally making sense to the people that are watching.
Yeah.
See, and but to get back, ultra congrats to Keith Lee. I'm on front. I didn't think it was gonna happen, especially with the photo leak shit. But because it's like,
black people
damn,
always like, oh shit, they gonna fuck it up for everybody now.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So that's major on so many levels, man. I'm trying to really piece it all together so I'm not wasting y'all time rambling. But for Keith Lee to have his Survivor Series moment, right? So November. Here we are in July. So granted, I think we're used to technology moving us so fast as far as like movies and music and even certain storylines for shows like you can binge watch on Netflix. Like you can see a whole fucking season in a weekend if you want to, or even a day if you really ain't know shit. And so I think sometimes as wrestling fans, we're so stuck in that mode. We like, well, how come he didn't get to talk about the Royal Rumble? And it's like, I mean, but damn, is that really squeezing all the juice out of the Keith Lee movement? Is that truly building him up to be a superstar, the caliber of an Adam Cole right now or a Seth Rollins tomorrow? Like is giving the guy who's obviously looked at as one of the future guys, is giving him everything truly the move. Like we always hear that too much too soon, and how a lot of first champions title runs are non-existent or just bad for business, end up being bad for business because of the way they handle it. So now looking at it in hindsight, summer 2020 is seemingly the perfect time, pandemic or not. It's the perfect time because now Survivor Series is a distant memory in the minds of people that continuously watch wrestling. You know, he's had the chance to have a slew of great matches on NXT. He's got a chance to make gifs and memes out of the Undisputed Era and specifically Adam Cole. He's had a time to make sure the hype is real, make sure that the moments are real. Like, to compare it, I kind of feel like Keith Lee was where Aleister Black was before they moved him up. But instead of moving him up, they gave him the belt instead of like giving Aleister Black the belt for, I think it would have been the second time, which honestly I don't think would have been a bad move considering how they're using him right now. But I look at that And I'm saying, wow, they're really trying to build Keith Lee as one of the top guys. You know, it's not going to be well, this is the hot hand decision. Like, let's do this. It's like, nah, you can really tell front office, Paul, Vince, the gang, they really fuck with Keith Lee. And we for the first time are about to see a black wrestler who they probably saw potential going into belief, and now we're going to build. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When Keith Lee, the only thing I have against Keith Lee is the theme song. I don't care if you rap it or not.
All right.
You know that?
Yeah. It's weak. It's weak.
You know what I'm saying? But okay, that's all we got. And I remember when they signed Keith Lee, and I talked about it on the pod, how they might have just signed the next great heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't expect them to fast track it, especially how he did come in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't expect them to do the. I did get worried though for a while.
Yeah,
I got worried for a while because it seemed like he was stagnant, and I was like, oh shit. And they had him going against Dominic the Kovic and shit all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
all the fucking time.
Yeah, all the fucking time.
And then they were talking about how they respect each other, and we're gonna wrestle again.
Yeah, like I like and then you know people was chanting "wrestle forever" and shit. Like, nah, bro. Like, no.
I definitely went on that chant.
Yeah, let's start to get him into a feud and whatever. But when the Survivor Series happened, I think what happened in Saudi Arabia at that time was the best thing that happened to a lot of wrestlers.
Okay.
Most notably, people like Keith Lee, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
But I think Rhea Ripley is stagnant right now, or maybe they're doing the same thing with Keith, with her that they did with Keith.
Right.
Even though she did get the WrestleMania wink wink rub, because I give this WrestleMania the wink wink.
Yeah.
Like any match that wasn't really involving a specialty match or something you filmed, a cinematic match, if you will. But anyway.
But also with that though, I'm sorry. Also with that, I mean, WrestleMania. Are we truly in memory of Charlotte Rhea Ripley?
No, I totally forgot about that match.
There you go. Like WrestleMania, no matter if it's in the Performance Center or if it's in the football stadium, you do have to tear the house down, as they say. Like you do have to be like, oh no, that shit was hard.
And I wasn't, oh no. And I wasn't, oh no, that shit was hard. The Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins joint was, oh no, that shit was hard.
Yes.
That one wasn't. Nothing against the two.
Nope.
Nothing against the two, because I think the two could give you that match. I just didn't get it at that match to me. But anyway, Keith Lee, on the other hand, Survivor Series happens. The Roman Reigns rub. He was real dominant. NXT as a whole was dominant. So Rhea, Keith, Adam Cole, and I have a hot take on Adam Cole coming up that some people might be like, all right, you doing a little bit too much. But I got a hot take on Adam Cole coming up.
Okay.
But like it's not even a guarantee, it's a hot take. But yeah, like when I see that moment and I see where it took people, I was like, okay. And I was just afraid. We were both afraid that they was okay. Just give him the title tomorrow now.
Right.
You see the reaction. Let's give him the title now. And then the Royal Rumble happened with him and Brock Lesnar. We was like, oh yeah, they're about to give him the title this weekend. Somehow they gonna put him in there.
Right.
So I appreciate, and the one thing I'll say is I appreciate what they did, how they did it, and it made me feel better about the product. I think sometimes they so quick to give somebody the fast track and not do anything with them. And in this case, they slow burned it. Now I look back at all the 1,575 matches with Dominic Djokovic, and I look at them differently now. I'm not really a big fan of Vampiro Jr.,
Yeah,
which is Damian Priest. I'm not the biggest fan of Vampiro Jr., but even implementing him in some of those matches and making it a three-way, him coming down with the flapjack, hitting people in the knee and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I appreciate him getting the North American title and defending it no matter against who. You know, even the Johnny Wrestling match, like I understand it more because it's just a slow build. It's a slow build. Yeah. It's a slow build. And you have somebody building that mid-card title, which is what we said last week about the United States title. Like either start slow building that bitch or give it away.
Right.
Whatever.
And also with that, because that's literally a big piece of it, but you can't have your guy, Adam Cole, baby, hold the title for over 400 days and lose it to a flash in the pan.
Right.
To lose it to a guy with one hot summer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. So, because that essentially, well, to wrestling Twitter would say, that buries both of them. I mean, you're going to kill everybody. So Keith Lee's just going to come out of nowhere and beat Adam Cole, who was just so dominant for like 2 years and then for 1 year as the champ. And it's like, okay, now you guys are on track here. Now you guys are raising a good point. But yeah, the building of a superstar, a mid-card title, and legitimizing your current champion all at one time, the best way possible. Like, yeah, shout to the NXT team, because I don't know if it's a whole WWE thing, because we see what happens on SmackDown, we see what happens on Raw, but NXT, what they did, they built up through Keith Lee. They built up a lot of legitimacy of 2 belts, and I'd say even 3 superstars at one time.
Yeah,
because Dominik Dijakovic is going to benefit from all of this too.
And we don't even know what they're going to do with the belt, with the North American title. Like, let's take it back old school, ladies and gentlemen. For those who's too young to know it, too young to see it, I didn't watch WrestleMania 6 live. I watched Superstars, and then they said Sunday night, WrestleMania 6, Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior for the Intercontinental Champ. Matter of fact, I don't think Hogan wrestled on Superstars during that time. You know, you rarely saw a Hogan appearance. This might be around the Dino Bravo match time, because that's the only time I can remember Hogan wrestling on Superstars. He wrestled Dino Bravo. I don't know if that happened within this time, but I do remember the Ultimate Warrior wrestling somebody, and he pressed the dude and threw him out the ring, brought him into the ring, did the run the ropes, shoulder joint, all that stuff. And they was like, oh, the Ultimate Warrior's ready for WrestleMania 6 against Hulk Hogan. So then the next week, they started the show with a photo of the boardroom with Jack Tunney, the Ultimate Warrior, some other officials. And they said that you can't hold 2 belts at the same time.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have an Intercontinental Championship tournament. First round starts today. The eventual winner of that tournament was Mr. Perfect. He defeated Tito Santana, I believe, in the final. Because they tried. That's when you finally knew Tito Santana actually held the belt. If he was a young person, like me, because like, oh, Tito Santana had a belt, like, oh, he was a former Intercontinental.
Right, I was like, man, he was in Strike Force. What you talking about?
Right, like, he had the tag team championship. I don't know nothing about that other shit. He was
right. I was like, damn, where I've been? Oh, I forgot. I was 3.
Right, yeah.
Like, my bad.
Like, Macho Man was the Intercontinental Champion too. Oh man, this is tripping. Where was I at? Anyway, anyway, so now it's like, okay, are they gonna do like they did with Seth Rollins? Because when Seth Rollins won that joint, it was, oh, he's keeping both belts.
Yeah,
defending them the same night. Oh, okay. Or are they gonna do the Ultimate Warrior joint where it was like, okay, you're the world champion, NXT North American Championship tournament. So if you do that, based off of what you just said, where it was at least probably like 3 people that benefited from the North American title being around Keith Lee's waist.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got a whole tournament. And then you look at some of the people that you can add to. You know, you got Dominic Djokovic, who would be like, yo, I was his biggest challenger. Hey,
right.
I'm in this bitch. Velveteen Dream. I'm a former North American title holder. Roderick Strong. I'm a former championship holder. Finn Balor. I'm the best NXT has to offer. I'm just not the champion. Vampiro Jr. Is up in that joint too. With it looks like Karrion Kross is on a path to Keith Lee.
Okay.
So do you put him in there, or do you save him specifically for Keith Lee? There are other wrestlers that's coming in there. I like the homie. I forgot my man's name, but he was I forgot his name name, but Phantasma. Like, that dude was dope. Would they bring in somebody from SmackDown or be a part of this tournament?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of interesting questions based off whatever Keith Lee decides to do with the belt or not.
Right. It's interesting, right? Because when we started this segment, I was saying how I felt the North American title specifically is held in a higher regard than the U.S. Championship or the Intercontinental Championship. So, being that I'm saying that, I don't know if it's the smartest decision to have him holding 2 belts, but I'm stuck on this first black champ history-making moment of, yo, we got a black dude defending 2 belts at one time on one organization. But I mean, I'll ask you this lighthearted question first. Is that, do you want to potentially hear Keith Lee's music 4 times a night?
No.
Okay. So,
no.
So,
No, I don't.
You know, it might kick off and end the show now. Keith Lee.
No. Yeah,
no.
I hope they give him new music on Wednesday. You know, sometimes when you win the championship,
you just come out to some new shit. Like, oh wait, who's this?
Come out some new shit. Oh, okay.
And then they gotta give you the branding first. Like, oh shit, it's Keith Lee. He got some new shit. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh, he got I can't think of nobody who won the title and got new music after it. But even like when Baron Corbin music changed, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Randy Orton music changed. It's like, okay. Seth Rollins music changed. I'm not a fan of this new Seth Rollins music. This new Seth Rollins song. No, I'm not. This new Seth Rollins song reminds me of generic WWE 2K20 music. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of. Bring me back the old shit. Remix it a little bit, like how they did The Rock 15 times. Why they just remix it a little bit, put some shit at the beginning, but keep burn it down. You know what I'm saying? You could be the savior, you could be the Monday Night Messiah, and still want to burn it down. You know what I'm saying? Just
That's
remix
true.
it.
You know,
but anyway,
I get where you're going.
But to answer your question, no, I don't want to hear Keith Lee's music 4 times. Nah, I'm good.
Okay. All right, cool. So now second and more into the wrestling aspect of it, is Keith Lee the style of wrestler that can keep you entertained for 2 matches a week or a night?
Yes. Okay. He's an agile big man. He's an agile big man. He can still, like, he can wrestle with the smaller wrestlers. He can wrestle with the bigger wrestlers. That's what made somebody like, to me, what made the Undertaker is not in the ring. Not, you know, before you get to the ring, not the rolling of the eyes and all that shit. As a wrestler, what made the Undertaker great in my eyes is that he can wrestle with the smaller guys. Even if you look at the documentary, he says some of his favorite matches is with smaller people. To me, the most underrated wrestling match in WWE history is the Undertaker versus Kurt Angle, No Mercy. I think if that shit was at WrestleMania or any one of the big 4, we'd be talking about that match today. Undertaker versus the smaller wrestlers always work. So Keith Lee has shown you he can have a good match with Finn. He can have a good match with Johnny Wrestling. He can have a great match with Adam Cole. He can have a great match with anybody. So yes, Like if he was in, I'm watching TNA right now on Pluto TV. He'd be a person that he's Samoa Joe. How Samoa Joe could go up against the bigger wrestlers, but then against these small, he could be the X Division champion and have the best matches ever with Kurt Angle and AJ Styles. That's Keith Lee. Okay. So I'm cool with that too.
I dig it. Okay, because I'm honestly, I was on the fence, but you are right. Because I was thinking about too many of his moments being all strength based, but Keith Lee, even though he can, I don't think he needs to be the savvy technician half of the night, and then he can get into his power game. I think
you kind of just said something I was gonna bring up in the show too when you said savvy technician. Yeah,
I bet. It's I think we've gotten adjusted to your Seth Rollins and your Finn Balor's who just go out there, tear it down, and do the high risk aerial tactics as well as with the mat wrestling, and then and they'll get dirty if you like. You know what I'm saying? They do those things, right? I don't think Keith Lee needs to do all of those, and I'm wondering how the universe, if you will react to a person who is traditional hybrid, is what I'll call Keith Lee. A traditional hybrid.
I think as a bigger wrestler, people are going to enjoy it. So I'm glad that you said what you just said. So I'm going to pivot a bit, right?
Let's do it.
Because the first thing I had put it on was the WWE Network, but I was like, oh no, I'll be watching this shit a lot. Pluto TV got this TNA shit, and there's gonna be a lot of TNA on this bitch that I missed and that I didn't see, like the Asylum years. I don't know none of that shit. Okay. I know TNA when they got the Fox Sports and Muncie Brown and all them niggas. Like that's the NXT. I mean the NXT. That is the TNA I know. So I'm watching that shit on Pluto, right? But when I went to the WWE Network, they said they had a scroll of technicians. And Timothy Thatcher, Timothy Thatcher versus Only Lorcan, I think was the match that was up there. So I was like, damn, wait a minute. Y'all motherfuckers trying to bring the scientific wrestler back on the low. which when I saw that and I thought about that, I said, man, I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so. Here's why. I think because of indie wrestling, and I've talked about my issue with indie wrestling, which is kind of brought up by the fans loving the flips and shit.
Right. Flips and super kicks.
Flips and super kicks. I miss the scientific wrestler. I miss the Bret Hart. I miss the Owen Harts. I miss the smaller wrestlers being more technicians in the ring instead of flipping. I miss the Dean Malenkos.
Okay.
I miss them types of wrestlers. And in bringing it back to something that Randy Orton had said, a couple of weeks ago, when he was talking about NXT, like a lot of wrestlers in NXT will have longer careers if I think that's the start of bringing the scientific wrestler back. Right. You don't have to do all of that to get over. And I think as a big man, Keith Lee brings back the Vader approach.
Yeah.
You still do all that in the Bam Bam Bigelow approach. I can still do that shit.
Right.
When I go up against a smaller guy, I can still hit your ass with a moonsault. I can still drop kick you.
Right.
And then if you add like the Spanish fly, I can do I know Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow, if the Spanish fly was out then, could do that shit now. Because they was doing a lot of other shit on the top of the rope. But I don't have to do that to get over. I can use my brute strength and still give you like one or two moves that make the crowd go, oh shit, he's showing up tonight.
Right.
Oh shit. And I think Keith Lee, even in that match with Adam Cole, he was going against a smaller person. He wasn't doing all the flips and shit. He wasn't doing It was just a couple. I saw. Matter of fact, I was watching one match from 2009. I can't remember my man's name in NXT, but he looked like Yokozuna Jr. I think it's like Fala Bala or some shit. But the nigga he jumped out into the middle rope onto the floor like a plancha or whatever you call that shit. I got scared. I was like, man, this motherfucker gonna break somebody's leg. You don't live wrong. It's a wrap. But I ain't seen enough of his matches, so I don't know if that was in his repertoire or not.
Right.
But I was hoping not, because if I were to see that shit, I'm like, man, I just do that shit every once in a while. I get scared sometimes when Big E do that shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I get scared.
Yeah, and that spear through the middle rope is like, I'm like, dude, you're going to pile drive yourself and die.
Yeah. So my hope is that the technical wrestling style comes back a bit. Okay. You can still flip a couple of times, but I want to see the mat technicians back. And I think if we get that back, especially in this time, especially in this time, bring the mat technician back, just sprinkle it a little bit with some of the shit that you see here. And I think with that, somebody like a Keith Lee and some of these bigger wrestlers will flourish. Because what we also start to see now is bigger wrestlers having thinking. They have to do all that extra shit to get over. Just like a Ricochet is doing a lot of this shit and trying to get over. And as we see, Ricochet's, even though he got a 365, I don't know why. No diss to Ricochet, but I'm not interested in shit in the last year of Ricochet. You know?
I understand it, because what match are they going to highlight? Because all of his matches look like a kid with a controller mashing all the buttons. Oh, man. Shit, boom, boom, boom. I did this, I did that. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm doing it again. Like too many wrestlers are wrestling like y'all mash all the buttons. Yeah. And you do got to stop it, because now you have no moments for takeovers. You have no moments for WrestleManias that we haven't seen before.
Right. So I hope somebody, especially in NXT, I hope that this brings that shit to a slow end.
Yeah.
Just mash that bitch into a technical, because a nigga like Timothy Thatcher, he ain't my favorite.
Right.
But we know we gonna get a match with him and Oni Lorcan, because they gonna whoop the shit out of each other.
Right.
And if they gotta do a wild ass move or some shit, they could do it. But that's what I want to see from Keith Lee. I don't want to see Keith Lee go up against Finn Balor and think, oh man, I gotta do a whisper in the wind.
Right. I got Keith Lee to whisper in the wind. Oh shit.
Right. You're big as hell. That don't need to be in your repertoire. But
you know what I'm saying?
If you did that shit during WrestleMania,
montage for the next decade.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit. Like shit. Look at that one time Brock Lesnar, was it the 450 splash he was trying to do, or was it the fucking the Billy Kidman shit? Yeah,
he tried to do the shooting star press and almost died. Yeah. And we know he almost died, and they still show that bitch.
Thank you. I was like, yo, because he was like, hey, well, if I'm gonna go for it, I'll do it in WrestleMania against Kurt Angle, because if you do that shit at Backlash, they're just gonna cut that out of everything. You do that WrestleMania, you ain't got no choice but to get seen.
Who want to be on the Backlash montage, fam? Who wants to be on the Backlash montage?
Right.
And in your whole career, you do all this shit, and you end up on the fast lane montage. Come on, fam. Nah.
Like, come on, man.
Say that shit for Mania. Like the Kurt Angles of the world. I want to see them motherfuckers back. You know what I'm saying? Some great mat wrestling, oohs and ahs. Yeah. But Kurt Angle will still every once in a while throw a moonsault your way. Right. You know what I'm saying? but I ain't gotta do a whole. But even the Japanese matches, like even though some of the matches will give you all that shit, the best matches be the strong style matches where you will get one of them flipperoos every once in a while, but motherfuckers.
Right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. What about these chops, though? What these chops and slams?
What about these chops, man? Like,
what about this motherfucking Mikinochu driver gun?
Yeah. So yeah, I miss those, and I miss those wrestlers, those types of wrestlers, and I hope we see that going forward. And I think it helps out somebody like a Keith Lee, because if I see Keith Lee go up against I even say this. I think so much flipping and shit makes the smaller wrestler really look small. It makes them look like it makes them look like there's no chance. I see what you're saying. The crazy shit is this. If Daniel Bryan goes to NXT, right? Let's say Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan goes, hey, Keith Lee, I want a shot at one of those titles. Right. I think Daniel Bryan got a chance against the bigger wrestler, not because of who he is.
Right.
It's because of his match style.
Right. Yeah.
If Cedric Alexander, who flips and shit, or Ricochet comes down. Matter of fact, Ricochet is better because he's a former North American champion. If Ricochet goes down, like, oh man, Ricochet about to get his ass whooped. Because all he's gonna do is flip.
Right. And then when one of them flips is gonna get caught, you're gonna get the shit slammed out of you, and the match is over.
Bingo. So that's why I hope that goes down. But it looks like he's on a collision course to Karrion Killer Cross, which that match.
Yeah. I'm here for that. And I'm here for that.
Like,
it's gonna get hard
all
shit.
Day long. That's all. And what's crazy is, I don't know if you saw on Instagram, Tommaso Ciampa basically, like, he put out an IG, and towards the end, he's like, man, creative. I mean, right now I'm at a point that creative is like, we ain't got nothing for you.
Nothing for Ciampa?
So look, I guess so. But this is why I think there's a shelf life until they really anoint it as the third brand and mix that bitch up.
Yeah.
There's a shelf life for people who just want to be on NXT.
Okay.
That's
a great conversation.
In the wake of that, here's my hot take for today, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Next Monday, the 20th, on Raw, Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era is beating the shit out of Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
That's similar to what happened on NXT TakeOver when Adam Cole debuted. I think that's the same thing. I think Adam Cole in the Undisputed Era is headed to Raw. If not, they're going to be stuck like Chuck.
Yeah.
And Triple H and them ain't gonna give a fuck. Look.
Yeah, man.
There is a shelf life. I'm sorry, man. I like NXT, but NXT is still thought of as the developmental brand. Even though they on USA, I don't think for a lot of people that they've gotten from underneath that, like wrestling fans like us.
Right.
We know these motherfuckers been having the best shows on the weekends, at pay-per-views, WrestleManias, all that shit.
Right.
But I think mentality-wise, Randy Orton ain't gonna be like, yo, shit, I'll go down to NXT for a year and a half. It's almost like ECW when, and I know he's like a forbidding name, but when they got Chris Benoit on ECW at the time, we was like, damn.
He fell off.
What the fuck? Kurt Angle. When they put Kurt Angle on ECW, was like, he going to the ghetto.
Like, hey man, what you doing in the hood? I thought you was
what you doing out west? I thought you was at the Gold Coast, man. What you doing out west? And you ain't just out west. You on Roosevelt. Ugh.
Like, damn,
you on Roosevelt. You're not even on Madison and Pulaski. You on Roosevelt and Pulaski. Ugh.
Oh man.
What you doing, man? Yeah, all right. Hey, let me know when you getting better, fam.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
so yeah, that's when we look at that shit. That's hey, you know, when they bring people down, and like Charlotte Flair was the first time, it was like, oh, okay.
Right.
And we still didn't think she was gonna win the shit.
Right. That's a fact.
So then when she won it, it was, oh, she's going to improve. She's gonna help that division improve.
Mm-hmm.
But then when Becky say she pregnant, oh, we got to bring her ass back. That's first thought we had. Oh, we got to bring her back. She got to go to Raw.
Yeah.
She got to win the title. But then she said, I'm taking a break. Oscar got it.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
So, like, who big gonna come down in like Brock Lesnar not gonna be like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and become the NXT champion to be dominant for you. Defend that bitch at WrestleMania. No.
Right.
AJ Styles. I'm not even going there.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to NXT when I get here. Like, yo, AJ, you just came from New Japan. Hey, nigga, I'm AJ Styles. I am Alan Jones. Styles. I'm not going there. I'm a phenomenal one, bitch. I'm going straight to Royal Rumble. So, so like, it's like, who? So until you really say that this is the third brand and mix the shit up, like when it's a draft, you got 3 motherfuckers up there. William Regal up there too. Like, yo, I'm drafting. Who should I draft? Okay, I'm drafting Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins is going back to NXT, and Seth Rollins is not like this. Oh, what the?
Right.
I'm going there. I'm going to Madison. I'm going to Roosevelt and Pulaski. Fuck. Like, until that happens, you're going to be thought of as the third brand. Remember when when SmackDown drafted Triple H?
Yes.
Triple H was visibly upset.
Right.
Okay. But then, like 2 weeks later, they made a trade.
His ass was right back on fucking Raw.
That's back on Raw. Until they really break up the Raw and SmackDown shit and put a star or two and not make a star or two on NXT. Actually bring one of them motherfuckers down and just say, hey, you gonna be in Orlando for the rest of the year, man. Nigga, you straight around here. You good?
Right.
Okay, shit. I get to chill out and relax until they do that. Like, they moved Matt Riddle up, and it was like a promotion.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle. So until we stop thinking of the brands like that, don't nobody give a fuck. So somebody like Ciampa, who has said, I don't want to go to Raw. I want to go to SmackDown. Nigga, when creative don't have nothing for you, they don't have nothing for you. That's it. Sit at home. Eat right. Work out.
Continue to heal.
Continue to heal. And his neck probably ain't in the proper state where you can wrestle that many nights a week anyway.
Right.
You go train these wrestlers at NXT. You go do that.
Right.
But somebody like Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era, I hope they ain't the same way. I hope they ain't like because of the state of how the 3 brands are still. I hope they like, hey man, look, we stand down here because you gonna be in my opinion, you in the same spot.
Right.
Go ahead.
They moving up because it's been that time. It's been that time. And you know what? I want to piggyback and co-sign your hot take because I don't think it's a hot take. And I'm hoping to add clarity on why I don't think your take is a hot take. So 2017, hey, the year that we started this here podcast, right? 3 years ago. 3 years ago, NXT was lightning in a bottle. NXT at that time, I want to say, and forgive me and please correct me if I get some of these names or if I forget some names, but Asuka was there.
Mm-hmm.
Ember Moon was there. The era was starting to become the era. And you had, I think, Velveteen Dream was on the way.
He was on the way because we said that that match with him and Ricochet, we was like, we might be seeing the next two great black wrestlers.
Yes.
But Velveteen Dream wanted to look at little girls' pussy and shit. So.
Right.
Allegedly, reportedly.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that never vehemently denied by anybody. Anybody. So, Ciampa, Gargano, Shayna Baszler, what was Io Shirai was there, but not really being used, right? It was all about Kairi Sane at that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, looking at that, all of those, when you're in that class of people, along with, I know I'm missing obviously, Goonies don't count. Goonies. Lars Sullivan. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like he don't count, right? You know what I'm saying? Cassius, he looked like friend. Like, hey, you guy. He really do look like those Goonies. But like so when you're in that class, and then also you gotta like Cassius O'Noah still got some life, and Killian Dane and the fucking Sanity and all them.
Sanity.
You know what I'm saying?
Drew McIntyre.
Yes, Drew McIntyre.
Andrade.
You know what I mean? When you're in that class
he was an NXT champ.
Yeah. You don't think you got to go nowhere because you were like, oh, we got the pieces to do what they doing.
Yep. So,
but that shit's gone now. That shit's gone. Like everybody on Raw, SmackDown, or even AEW now, I think.
Yeah.
And so now, that whole I ain't gonna leave NXT thing, it's not the greatest idea because a lot of the young talent that they got now is good, but they not fucking with who they had in 2017 and 18 on that roster.
No. Even earlier than that with Samoa Joe. I think about this, like even to the point that I had made, like Samoa Joe came and went to NXT.
Yeah.
Him and AJ Styles and Kurt Angle had what many consider might be one of the best wrestling matches of a decade.
Right. You know what I mean?
But they was like, hey, Samoa Joe, you gonna go down here.
Right.
But even like when Samoa Joe was down there, Shinsuke, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
Yes.
Even going back further than that, like with the birth of this bitch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't at that no more.
Nope. It don't exist. And what we're seeing is a different generation of wrestlers coming to NXT. They not built like the 2015 to 2018 motherfuckers. Like they not built like them. Like Dijakovic is never gonna be Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. I mean, and not to wish you bad on your career, my man. I'm just saying you ain't gonna be that. Like Seth Rollins is going to be in a lot of people top 15s by 2030.
Right.
You're not going to be there. And again, the Oscar
some of y'all getting groomed. Some of y'all getting groomed for mid-card status.
Right. There's not a lot of main eventers even at NXT right now. And so, props to Triple H for seeing what he had, using what he had, and running with it because it made perfect sense. But real deal shit is this. It's 2020, pandemic or not. This new class ain't fucking with the last 5 old ones. Mm-hmm. And y'all just moved up Bianca Belair. Y'all just took away the
And they
Forgotten
using
Sons.
them.
Right. They ain't using them. Y'all took away the Street Profits. y'all brought Nikki Cross up. You brought the Forgotten Sons who weren't even popping like that up. Like, you did a lot of things and you taken a lot of pieces, and then y'all gave back Finn Balor. And yeah, in theory, that's a great trade for NXT, but not when all he really got is Adam Cole and Keith Lee. You know what I'm saying? It's not great when when the Gargano shit is gonna be hot for a minute. Like, y'all took away Aleister Black. It's so many people there that's like, you guys are good, but everybody there was gonna be great. And until they get that figured out, yeah, it's hard to say that NXT is that definite third brand. It's just hard to say that.
We back.
All right, I was gonna say I was getting ready to text you. I was like, you froze on me, and now you're gone.
And we back.
But so I don't know what got caught and what didn't. But yeah, basically, until they get they get another crop of superstars, like legit, that man or that woman is special. These guys, these girls are special. It's just gonna be that third brand, because you just can't. We watch it all the time. I mean, how we watch it with AEW. Your roster has to be robust of a bunch of people that really got it, not just a bunch of motherfuckers that's really good or pretty good with a couple people that got it.
And there's nobody in NXT other than the two that wrestled. Well, other than the two that wrestled in that match at this point, because there's somebody on there that I think there's going to be extra special once he gets. If they go to that level. Okay. But Keith Lee and Adam Cole, of course, and Karrion Kross are, to me, those three.
Right.
To me, those three that is going to get you to what you want. Now, that other person I think that's going to be real special is Santos Escobar, who was I
like that name.
Was El Hijo de Fantasma. Santos Escobar is the current cruiserweight champion. Okay. I fuck with dude heavy. Okay. I like what I see. I like how they put that together. Mm-hmm. Like, that's another one where I see long term they're growing this person, and long term this dude, especially since smaller guys are running the day. Mm-hmm. I think Santos Escobar is the angry Alberto Del Rio that we want and we need. Okay, but he ain't there yet.
Right. And speaking of that, Angel Garza, Austin Theory moved up too early, my opinion.
I think they moved up too early because of pandemic reasons, though.
Right, but my thing is, though, if you're trying to reestablish that NXT is brand 3, not developmental.
Oh, yeah.
You got, like, let the motherfuckers you believe in rock out for a year. Because if you don't, you get this.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, like you get this. Like,
even though I think Andrade and Angel Garza is gonna be your next tag team champions.
Yeah, true. But and the thing is, that can be a very big moment. But again, NXT needs that more now than any of the 3 brands. New champions, like, whatever, like Angel Garza being in the North American title hunt sounds a lot sexier than he had for the Raw Tag Team Champions with Andrade. Somebody who got the moment that he ain't gonna get now, which is that moment to really run through NXT, hold a belt, be groomed, moved up, get titles on both brands, be considered the best worker in the business by Ric Flair, and now it looks like he's downgraded.
Right. No, But I feel you. I mean, that's my whole thing right here. Like, there is, like, going back to Adam Cole, he has the Drew McIntyre history. It seems like I was worried about it, and it looks like it's happening. Well, it ain't no looking like it has happened. Bobby Lashley has been relegated back to the mid card. And now they have him, versus Apollo Crews. But I have something to say about that a little bit later.
Okay.
But when Dolph Ziggler runs his course, which would be Sunday with Drew McIntyre, because that seems to be a one-off. Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, man.
Adam Cole. Hey, it seems like to me, Trips really is a fan of that. It seems like to me, the company is a big fan of Adam Cole, baby. Yeah. So, and it looks like
they not be.
Oh yeah, and it looks like they're in the factions, because to transition, it looks like MVP is working on his black faction.
Hey,
we have said this on many occasions here that we would like to see that. Yeah. We would like to see something similar with black people. Not saying that all the black people on the roster have to be on the same team,
right?
But it should be a group of black people that should be like, hey, we with the shits.
Right.
And it looks like that's where MVP is going. MVP has already got the services of Bobby Lashley, or it seems to be like they're working together. But then something interesting happened on Raw on Monday, and after MVP and Bobby Lashley defeated Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, MVP paid a visit to Cedric Alexander and basically asked him, is he's tired of playing second fiddle to Ricochet?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, Cedric Rollins was like, I don't want to hear that. I already know where you're going. He's like, hey, man, my man got a 365. What you got?
Again, shout out to the WWE for allowing nigga shit to happen on fucking wrestling. Like, man.
Maybe on that one, Bruce is like, I really don't know how y'all be thinking, so MVP just roll. Right. MVP like, oh, shit, you ain't saying nothing but a word.
Right.
Because when I saw that, I was like, well, first of all, he shouldn't even have a 365. I mentioned that early in the show. But then I'm like, damn, but he right. Like, Cedric Alexander has been playing second fiddle to people.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, it might very well, they've done this switcheroo on us where they pitch at the one dude and then they go grab the other dude.
Yeah.
But one of them turn a heel.
I'm with it.
Ricochet or Cedric Alexander turn a heel.
Okay.
So that would make it 3 niggas on one team.
And I'm here for it. And
it seemed like they calling each other. They seem like the group is the Hurt Business. That's the name that's been tossed around. Hey, me and Bobby Lashley, we in the Hurt Business. I've heard that too many times to not believe that they're gonna go along. They're gonna go with the Hurt Business with this group. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I like it. I would just rather Ricochet and Cedric be the heel tag team of the faction. Like, if it takes some coaching from one and not the other, like, cool. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think because to me, I think every great faction has a legitimate tag team in it.
Oh, you fucking right.
You know what I'm saying? like no matter what, like the 4 Horsemen are great because Arn and Tully can wreck shit up. And then you had Ric Flair on his own, and then, Ole or whatever. But then even though I like Sid, Barry, Arn, and Rick, just that dynamic of having a tag team, it's literally what makes the original 4 Horsemen special over just 4 people that'll fuck you up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Ricochet, let's say, they not three people that can fuck you up. They one person that can fuck you up, one person that can talk about you and might beat your ass, and Ricochet.
Right.
So
that can help you cheat. You got a black person that can help you cheat.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Cedric and Ricochet, they should be the ultimate package because that legitimizes that, you know, they can like spread out and really dominate in a different fashion. Like, even though it's for black people and, you know, this is a BLM season and, you know, the prop up is real.
Yeah.
Nothing about Ricochet and Cedric Alexander saying that they can whoop anybody ass on any given night.
Yeah. There's like, if I mean, look. Because what I'm about to say might sound bad. It might sound bad.
Let's go.
But if me and you was walking down the street and we got into it with Cedric Alexander and Ricochet, ain't shit to me that'd make me think that we wouldn't whoop their ass if it came down to it. I don't give a fuck if you wrestlers or not.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I don't want. That's not me challenging them.
Right.
I'm just saying that as a wrestling fan,
yeah,
I need to know, like, they don't look like they'll whoop somebody's ass.
Right. Like it looks like I could slam their ankle in my car door.
Yeah, they look
and
like
drive
I
off.
believe in you. That's what they look like together. Right. I believe in you.
Right.
I've not seen anything out of Ricochet that makes me believe like this guy is dangerous. Heels should be dangerous.
Yes.
Heels should be, oh man, it's going down.
Right.
Like, there's a reason why Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is not a heel. Because there's nothing about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat that makes me go.
Right. Like, oh wait, hold on, dude. Wait, we gotta watch dude.
Now, if he puts on a mask, and do all that shit.
Right. Right.
Then that's one thing. But him without no mask on, even if he blowing fire,
right?
Man, that's Ricky, man. That's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, man. Go, Ricky, go.
It's so funny you said that because I was like, even when he was blowing fire, he went dangerous. Yeah. I was like, oh man, that's some cool shit. I want to try that.
Wow.
And then I went outside with some water and set a stick on fire, and the shit didn't really work.
Right, yeah. There's nothing about Ricky Steamboat that made like, but somebody like Finn Balor, for an example, even though I didn't see Finn Balor in New Japan Pro Wrestling because I wasn't really into it right then at that time.
Right.
When I started to get to it, I was like, man, that's a small motherfucker, but I understand he could be a heel. Even without seeing the other shit. Because he reminds me of like American Psycho. There's shit about that. There's shit about, and what I'm about to say is fucked up too.
Okay.
Ricochet could get arrested for domestic violence right now, and I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, damn, man, what happened there? Yeah. Or I was like, oh, damn, man, I wonder if she like fucked him up, like in the face.
Right. Like, I'm thinking of the worst shit, ladies and gentlemen. Like, he could get into a fight and fuck somebody up and be like, oh man, he just must have really been mad and just tweaked.
Yeah.
There's nothing about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat looks like the nicest guy in and out of the ring. Like, he looks like he'll hip toss you and be like, oh man, my bad. I didn't mean to do it that bad hard.
Right.
I'm sorry. That's a Ricochet. Now, Cedric Alexander might be. He can be that. But there's shit about Ricochet that makes me go, oh man, he about to come up here and fuck somebody up. Shit. So, to your point, them two together? Hell no. Unless you give them somebody that's going to be the mouthpiece for them. Because Ricochet could, look, somebody's going to have to send me a heel Ricochet, talk. Because even when he talk, I'm not going, oh shit, he means business.
Right.
Like, he just seemed like, he doesn't even seem like a black Zach Morris to me. That can say some sideways ass shit and make you go, oh, he can't even be an arrogant heel to me.
Yeah, matter of fact, who was it that slapped the shit out of him last year before the match after he won the U.S. title?
Shit, wasn't it one of the Good Brothers?
Yeah, like, I think like Carl Anderson like just slapped
the shit out.
Like, yeah, you know what? Ricochet ain't been dangerous or even a hint of danger since that. I was like, dude, you just gonna say you won a match and you gonna let somebody slap the shit out you and you know and he didn't do anything. He didn't even react fully. He didn't even seem angry. He got the shit slapped out of him and kept it moving until the match. It's like, man, if you don't start the backstage brawl right the fuck now.
Right, yes.
Like,
he doesn't even seem backyard brawlish to me. Like
right. So
if
it's
you were
like
to do a backyard, if you were to do a backstage backstage match on WWE 2K20 right now, Ricochet is one of the last people you picking.
Right. It's not happening for you. It's not happening for you.
Let me do this flip off of the card. No. Like, no.
So, yeah, man. I mean, and hopefully a heel turn comes with a moveset change for the both of them. Because again, back to your point early in the show, man, all them flips and shit.
That's not heel moves.
Yeah, that's not heel moves. And I get it. Ricochet is supposed to be the Black Spider-Man. I get it. But as much as we love Spider-Man, Spider-Man can't whoop nobody's ass though, bro. Like, Spider-Man can't fight. Like, he can't. He cool. He can do and like save people. He's
wily.
Yeah.
He'll find a way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like for instance, like Captain Planet can't whoop nobody. Like that whole modern day superhero shit is like, it sounds cool. Oh God, I'm a superhero, but can you fucking fight? Like, no, you can't. Like, Batman can fight. That's why he ain't got no special powers.
But here's why though. The best superheroes have a twinge of bad guy in them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Superman got a twinge of bad guy in him.
Hell yeah. Like, he's like, hey, look. Because he's already a disgruntled employee.
Right.
He's like, yo, man, I'm not really feeling this job shit. All right. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Hey,
heck go these motherfuckers, man. Let me go. Oh, shit.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like
Lord's getting on my motherfucking nerves right now, man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And like, I mean, he's obviously that strong for a reason. It's like, yo, you know what? If I got an earthquake punch some shit to get shit in order, then that's what it is.
Spider-Man getting treated like a bitch by Mary Jane with his mask on.
See? You know what I'm saying? Look, Batman, a rich orphan. He got a lot of pent-up aggression from watching this family get murdered. That's why he in all black. He's like, look, I'll help you, but you know what? I gotta fuck dude up for some other shit, though.
Right.
Like, it's some other shit that's on my mind. We gotta solve that.
Mm-hmm.
The Incredible Hulk. Hey, just a regular white guy just trying to get through the fucking day.
Nah, I got a headache.
Right. Like, look, man, it's been a long fucking day. Like, I'm not even with all this bullshit.
What are you gonna do?
Right. It's like, all right, man. Now look, stop with the bullshit. I'm not on it. I'm not on the bullshit. Like, just leave me alone. And then all of a sudden, boom, Hulk out. You're getting cars flipped over. You're getting shit slapped out. You're getting slammed. All that shit.
Right. It was fucking Wolverine.
Yo.
He be sunning Cyclops ass.
Yeah.
Over his bitch.
Right. And obviously the person that took a lot of abuse because that's why he got the alloy metals in his flesh and shit. It's like, all right, man, we're not here for it.
Let's go let's hit the wrestling. Let's even go to wrestling.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan. I told y'all motherfuckers Hulk Hogan been a heel since 1987.
Right. Hey.
Twinge of heel in him.
Hey, just like a real American should be.
Damn right.
A real American is a fucking heel. Because, you set it up for your fucking flag and all this shit. But you know what? You're beating up shit. You're taking people belts. You're taking over shit. You want to be the star, the headline. Everybody is beneath you. Yeah. Hey, being a real American is being a heel.
Right. Ain't no way. So Ricochet is going to need a motherfucker that he's just going to have to stand there and look.
Yeah.
And MVP is just gonna be like, hey man, my man's gonna whoop, and he has to change. My man's gonna whoop your ass, and he has to change that move set. He can't just flip. He has his stomping has to look heelish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, every heel has a good stump.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. You need to. Like, hey, yo, if you can't stomp nobody else, you ain't no heel.
Right. Every heel, every smaller heel has an arrogant drop kick.
Yeah.
Just drop kick your ass like, fuck you,
right,
man.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, so Ricochet, please watch Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, and I'll even say even Dolph Ziggler drop kicks.
Bob Holly.
Specifically. Bob Holly shit was so flagrant.
And then coming, dude, they look at your ass like this.
Like, yo. Like, yeah, you ain't fucking with that, is you?
Yeah,
I almost took your fucking head off.
Yeah,
almost took your fucking head off, buddy.
Right, yeah. Like, motherfucker got to drop kick a motherfucker and be like, bitch.
Yeah, man.
I don't see, like, Ricochet just looks like a dude from Orange County, California that's just trying to have a good time.
Yeah, hey, again, man, the fam think he's Spider-Man, dog.
Yeah.
That's part of the fucking problem.
So,
like, look, kids, young people, and even some of you adults that I know y'all into comic books and shit like that. That's not really my bag. You know what I'm saying? I think you're either into sci-fi, comics, or wrestling, and it's very rare to find people that are in all three. I'm heavy on the wrestling end. I respect what they do over there. But y'all got to feel me on this. Whether you like the shit or not, you love the shit or not, you love the fantasy and the adventure. If you were to ever be a person in combat, or if you were reaching for something, like if you were being bullied in school, or if you were just having an obstacle against you, you don't want to be fucking Spider-Man, dog. Like, you just don't want to be Spider-Man.
At all.
Because Spider-Man ain't never whooped nobody ass. Even on the video games. Do he even throw punches in the fucking video games?
He actually do, but you gotta, like, he do. And he is, but it's swift and quick. It's like bow, 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 bow with a kick and shit. But you 9 times out of 10, you gotta swing to get out of a way so you can rev up to do some shit.
Thank you. In other words, it's get off me. Oh shit.
Yeah, and then you throw some punches.
Right. You were hit by necessity.
Yeah, like look, I don't want nobody to, look. He just ain't what we would think as a heel person.
Yeah, look, Spider-Man fight like he need a rape whistle, dog. I said it. All right. Spider-Man fights like he needs a rape whistle, dog.
Look, man. But do you see one of the two? Do you see one of the two joining the Hurt Business?
Yes, I do. I do, because they're not gonna get on TV without it. Yeah. I mean, hell, even though and let me say this, because I was obviously wrong. When I seen them team up, Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, I was all for it. I said, oh shit, they could be the new Kendrick in London. I was even under the impression that the matches were kind of winning over. And it looks like I was fucking wrong, unless one of them sprained their ankle or some shit, and that's why they ain't been on TV. Because the thing is, it looked like they were the two guys that were being groomed to get that tag team title shot. But now here we have Andrade and Angel Garza.
But you know what's crazy about that shit, though? Only a white person can be what Paul London and Brian Kendrick was. Only 2 white people. Like that whole against all odds small motherfucker winning shit. We will only take that motherfucker seriously if it is somebody that looks like them too. You won't take that shit seriously with 2 black people. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I feel you because it's like, come on, man. You can't dig deep inside of yourself like this shit happen.
Right, yeah.
Like you can't turn this shit around. Are you sure?
Right, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Against all odds, nigga. We've been against all odds all our life. You shouldn't even be like, you should be one to whoop motherfucker ass anyway. Right,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what? Kendrick in London, that it does feel Little Giants-ish.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And there was only one black guy. It was only one black kid, I believe, on Little Giants.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He was a nerd.
You put 2 regular black kids on Little Giants. That movie goes a whole lot different.
Yeah, one of them was running back, and one of them was the quarterback. All right.
Yeah.
and they're both running.
Right.
That motherfucker who had to catch the ball, he don't need. No matter of fact, no, he's the wide receiver. The white kid can throw. So hey,
yeah,
he could throw. So that motherfucker who had to put stickum on his hands to catch the ball, nah.
Right. Nah,
you put two regular niggas on this screen. Hey man, give me the motherfucking ball, fam. Fuck wrong with you?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck him, man. Fuck that little nerd ass boy over there. Give me the ball. Man, buddy ass tripping, fam. What? Buddy ass, what fucking the motherfucking ball? Talking about everybody got to get a chance. Fuck out of here, man.
Right, man. Fuck chances, man. I ain't had a chance since I was born, nigga. Right. You know, like I ain't never seen my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like
10 though. Got a lot of pent up anger at 10.
Exactly. You
know I mean, I do see Cedric Alexander being that one.
Okay. That
goes over there. I think Cedric Alexander would be the one that would benefit the most from it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so I think he would definitely be that one. The only thing is because he's a smaller wrestler, what are you gonna do? Like if Bobby Lashley is wrestling for the United States title, so we gonna turn Cedric, either one of them heel. Right, so we're gonna turn the smaller guy heel and say, hey, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna send you and MVP over. Okay. We're gonna send y'all two to NXT, and you're gonna fight Santos Escobar, but he's already here. Like, that's my thing. They're smaller guys, and you treat them as smaller guys. You got Bobby Lashley fighting for a mid-card title.
Yeah. Well, shit. Well, that's the fucking problem in the first place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The biggest problem of it.
Right.
So that's the whole thing to me, where I understand it. But then what are you gonna when you think of the tag team division, it just seems like it would be a hasty move to do anyway, based off of where we see everything as far as the titles and stuff anyway. Like, for example, trying to think of the tag teams on SmackDown other than the New Day.
Shinsuke
and Cesaro is the move right now. The Usos are hurt. If you go ahead.
I was gonna say, got Forgotten Sons, obviously.
Shit, they forgotten about.
Forgotten once more.
Then when you go to Raw, you have more there with the Viking Raiders, the Street Profits, the Mexicans.
Yeah.
Lucha House Party. Lucha House Party. So yeah, I mean, it just depends on how they do it, what they do it, if they move somebody over. But I don't know, man. I'm not for sure. I mean, I think it will work. I think it would be great to see like a faction, especially called the Hurt Business. But if your name, if you join in the Hurt Business, you have to be in the Hurt Business. You just can't be, doing this.
Tackling motherfuckers, right?
Doing dropkick bow. Like, no, you have to really be. No elbows. You really have to. Shit right there.
I mean, or shit, even taking all four of them and moving them to SmackDown. Even though I would like to see two black teams flourish at one time on different brands for different reasons. But I mean, because I mean, shit, they've broken up heavy machinery, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, depending on what happened with Otis Cash-In, they'll be back together. You know what I mean? But
maybe Tucker shows up as a new member of the Wyatt family. I don't know.
Hey, stranger things have happened.
And maybe he pops up in a cinematic match. I don't know. Because I don't know what the fuck is going on with Otis. Like, it started off great.
Yeah, it did. It did. But again, I think that's the whole gauging of popularity and what people are doing with it when it's no crowd.
Yeah. What else? What else would? And also in regards to that, like, SmackDown they doing motherfucking karaoke shit. Like, I stopped watching SmackDown after seeing that.
Yeah, man.
I literally stopped. I was like, if this is what we getting back to, karaoke joint with the women. And then you got the Uso nigga that's hosting this shit.
Yeah.
And like, y'all ain't,
This is This is Bruce Pritchard thinking a lot of shit that didn't really worked. And he's just revamping it because, because look, everybody's trying to do one thing on the main roster, right? Get over and get over for more TV time. It's sports entertainment. You have to have the entertainment value with it. You have to do something else. And it's like, no, some people don't. Some people don't.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's not in them. I mean, you even look at the different tiers of Steve Austin. By the time he grabbed a career and was singing all them songs and acting ridiculous, it's because he really couldn't wrestle no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that was the only reason why. Other than that, it was drinking beer, middle fingers, and stomping motherfuckers out. Like, that's what it was. So even during the pandemic, even during pandemic wrestling era, you can't just do shit for TV time. Because now it's even worse. Now it's worse. Like, because now we definitely know when you piping in sound. We definitely know when the shit ain't over. The energy amongst yourselves is bad, as well as like we're not having the crowd to feed off of. Like, a lot of this shit is unnecessary. Look, fill in the Mania matches if you need to. All right.
So
play the second hour of WrestleMania 34 if it's that real.
And I want to apologize. I keep saying Bobby Lashley is fighting for the United States Championship. Is worse, is MVP, which leads us to Extreme Rules.
Hey, there we go. Extreme
Rules is next week on the 19th. And if you didn't hear it before, earlier in the show, if you missed it, we're going to be doing a live watch along. So we're going to be inviting some of y'all that, really fuck with the show to join the watch along so we could talk shit. It will be recorded. So we're going to use this as an extra pod too, just to get people involved and everything. So be ready for that. July 19th next week, my pops and my uncle's birthday too. So salute to them. But being that the joint is next week, we do beforehand. We go ahead and we do our predictions because next week we haven't done one in a while, but we're going to do a oral history joint next week. So for this one right here, we're going to go ahead and get these predictions out the way. This is a weird pay-per-view because they're billing it as the horror show at Extreme Rules.
I hope it's not going to be like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. No, nothing against that, but I just don't want to see.
You don't want you don't want to do the time warp again, fam? Nope. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
Yeah, I'm decent.
Okay, cool. But it is a stacked card. Like, this is a stacked card right here, man. From top to bottom. Don't even know some of the matches that may be added, but on paper, this is a strong fucking ass card. Like, the title matches might be the weakest.
Yeah, as I'm looking at it, you're not necessarily wrong in that at all.
Yeah. And one of the title matches, we're getting a cinematic match, so that shit's gonna be dope because Bray Wyatt has already shown you that he'll give you a good cinematic match. Because that one at WrestleMania with him with John Cena, it really went off way better than we expected to. But I'm gonna start off with the United States Championship, since it is the TV championship of all the championships in the WWE. Apollo Crews versus MVP. Now, Apollo Crews is going to have a lot going up against him. Bobby Lashley. What is Cedric Alexander going to do? But, is the homies going to help him out? Is Cedric Alexander going to be there to help him out? Is Seth Rollins? They did say my boy. Ricochet did say my boy. You're not going to do my boy like that. All right, so how are we going to do the boy? Does Apollo Crews win? Well, can keep? Well, actually, no. Does he take? Because MVP has the belt. Does he take the new crisp Dipset championship? Or does MVP not only keep ownership, he becomes the champion, the Dipset champion of the world?
All right, so I'm going to make this prediction a little different. right? Because I think the best thing to happen in this match in particular is for the what is seemingly a double turn, but it ain't. And that is for Apollo Crews to beat MVP with the help of Ricochet and Cedric, but then they really tee off and beat dude ass and then beat Bobby Lashley ass. That's what needs to happen to let, and it can literally be a change in the guard. Hey, yo, that 2000 shit that you own? Nah, fuck all that, dude. Matt Hardy ain't here no more. Motherfucker Umaga and Trump ain't here no more. Get y'all ass the fuck out of here with that. We run shit now. This how shit go. We don't need to rock with you. You need to rock with us. And they need to do that. Because honestly, if we're keeping it 1 trillion here, right? MVP and what he means to this current era of the WWE ain't helping Apollo Crews, Ricochet, and Cedric get over.
Okay.
By beating them. By beating them and joining him. Like, this ain't Ric Flair with Randy Orton or Seth Rollins or Batista. It ain't that. It ain't that. Not even for us. And we lived it. So you really want to get your U.S. champion, your Dipset champion over? Then you need to have him go over on the black dude that think he runs shit because he black.
So we're in the same direction a bit.
Okay.
Almost the same direction.
All right. Okay.
I agree with everything that you said, but adding Bobby Lashley to it.
Okay. Okay.
I think Bobby Lashley really okay. What I'm about to say is gonna sound real fucked up to a nigga.
Okay.
But Lana comes back. Bobby Lashley looks, and Bobby Lashley goes, "Oh, get the fuck out of here! Why am I following you, nigga?"
Right. This was
Lana
way too good.
Right. Why? Because you fighting for the title and not even me. So he helps MVP lose. He costs him the belt. And then he tells Apollo Crews them to whoop MVP's ass to get him off TV. Lana ass walks up at the top of the ramp. Slow clap.
That he commits to taking her backstage and ramming that. No, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah.
Wrong podcast, but you know.
Wrong podcast, but she concocts the whole plan of saving her marriage and getting Bobby Lashley the help that he needs. Now you have a mid-card champion in Apollo Crews. You have somebody who can fight for the world championship in Bobby Lashley. And then you have your tag. So basically, she's the manager of the Black Four Horsemen, so to speak. They're not the Horsemen, but she's the manager. She's the manager of the Hurt Business.
Hey, listen, you're right. I love that, but we got to call it. She's the lead. She's the manager of the Black Four Horsemen. Yeah, you know. Hey, look,
you just named the episode today. The Black.
Yeah, the Black Four Horsemen.
Four Horsemen.
He's like Bobby and his friends were just over one night. Yeah. They were all playing cards and by the pool, and I just felt that there was need to just show them all how much I appreciate them.
Yes. Yes. He blacked Four Horsemen.
So Apollo, would you like to have fun with us? You know what I'm saying? And that's when the white girl go out to the pool.
Bring Nettie and her sister too.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah.
The Black Four Horsemen.
Yeah,
see, ladies and gentlemen, only you can only get this shit from First Black Champ.
You know what I'm saying?
So yes,
that's it. Nobody's thinking like this when it comes to wrestling and black folks in general.
Nobody, but yes, that's how I will pull it, man. They will turn on MVP. Lana comes at the top of the ramp. And it don't necessarily, I mean, yes, Black Four Horsemen is great, but she could get a Sensational Sherry on with the Harlem Heat too.
Absolutely. Sister Sherry.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but yes, that's how I would do it.
You know what? That all works. And I say what you've devised there makes more sense even to the fan, the watching fan, because although Apollo Crews is on a roll, if him and Ricochet and Cedric were to all start beating Bobby Lashley ass, I ain't gonna front, his career kind of over. based on what he's done earlier in the year and last year, and based on the fact that he wants to fight Brock Lesnar and he's already lost to fucking Drew McIntyre. Yeah,
your ass be by these little niggas.
Right? Yeah. You do kind of be like, damn, future endeavor time.
Right.
Damn, you ain't even so you ain't gonna get your match. Damn.
Yeah.
You know. so no, your plan being devised here, whole lot more sense.
Yeah. So yes. New the Hurt Business will be managed by Lana, or even if she just be like, yo, we did the divorce, but we felt like we was better with each other than against each other still at the end of the day. So we business partners. We're business partners. We are the co-CEOs of the Hurt Business.
You know what I'm saying? And now I'm about to run through and get hurt by the whole business.
Damn right. Sick of baby! Doing some shit like that. So that is my prediction.
I like it.
A double turn, but Lana comes through and she is she co-manages the Hurt Business, and MVP has nothing to do with it, and he's off TV, and you still get the guys turning heel and running roughshod over Raw. All right, let's take it to the weirdest match of the night, and no, it's not the swamp match.
No.
Is when I heard this, I was like, how the fuck y'all gonna pull this out? Literally, it is the eye for an eye match, Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins, where the winner has to pull the eye out of the loser.
Yeah, man.
I'm confused, so I'll let you go.
Listen, man. Seth Rollins is going to win this match, right? But
seems like a match that the heel has to win.
Right. I mean, because how can you as a face be like, yeah, one of my greatest victories is taking somebody's eye?
Yeah.
Like, how is that? How is that going to work? No sense.
So, I did what I had to do to win and to save my son.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, maybe the plot twist is Seth Rollins will have some holy water, throw it in his eyes. Oh, I can't see. and then like they do the Jake Roberts contact shit, and he took his eye, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because no way. I mean, obviously, just like, the Kiss My Foot match, the Kiss My Ass Club, like all these different stipulations, like taking an eye. The only time we really seen somebody lose their eye, and mind you, temporarily, was when Rick Martel sprayed arrogance.
Yes,
Jake Roberts' eyes on the Brother Love show.
Like, oh, he's blinded.
Right. And I was like, wait. And like, so when you're 6, you're like, oh shit, he got his eye.
And then when that next episode of the Brother Love show, when the shit was white,
right, and
some other shit, and we was like, oh shit, his eye really is fucked up.
Right. But then when you're 13, you're like, wait a minute.
Y'all motherfuckers tricked me.
Like, how you take an eye, but not really?
Right.
Because he's showing he has a new eye now. And he has an eye in the fucking Cobra.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that the Disciples, well, I think Seth Rollins wins this match.
Okay.
The Disciples attempt to Passion of the Christ, Rey Mysterio, and Seth throw holy water in his eyes.
Okay.
To cleanse him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You have to see that I am the Messiah.
Okay.
and he just dipped in holy water.
Dipping.
Do you see that I'm the Messiah? And he's like, oh God, my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And
ding, ding, ding.
Right. You know what I mean? So that's what I got.
Yeah, man, we on the same page here because that's the only way that I could think that you're gonna win this match. You have to douse somebody's eye with some shit.
Right.
But I'm gonna go in a different direction.
Okay.
I think that Seth Rollins is going to lose here.
Okay.
I guess I see a dashing Cody Rhodes type situation.
Okay.
Where, you know, and who fucked up dashing Cody Rhodes?
Rey Mysterio.
Hey. I see
broke his whole face.
Yeah, I see a dashing Cody Rhodes type of situation where he does douse his face in some shit. So now Seth Rollins has to wear a mask when he wrestles. So he essentially becomes Rey Mysterio. But now we get a darker modern day Messiah.
Yeah. Now he David Koresh.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, bitch like no, he in this shit like this or some shit. And now he mad and he want to take it out on Rey Mysterio. So he goes looking for Dominic and he fucks Dominic up. And he's just in the collision course of fucking everybody. That's literally the only thing I could think. That you're not gonna gouge a motherfucker out and be like, look at this shit.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah.
You can't even do that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say no, that still step shit ain't gonna keep working either. So.
Yeah, you can't even do that shit from a cinematic perspective. You look at this shit. He's like, oh my God, no.
Right.
Douse a motherfucker out face with some shit. He's like, he ain't doing this shit. Ding, ding, ding. But the face is supposed to be fucked up. So Seth Rollins has to wear a mask till like SummerSlam or some shit because he has scarring.
Yeah.
Like he even takes off the mask to show that he has like some blemishes. Like he looks like he have alopecia, whatever. Not alopecia, but whatever Villalago, whatever Michael Jackson had. Yeah. You know, so like he had some of this shit. He's like, man, how the fuck I supposed to go home to Becky and my child with my face looking like this? So we get into a little bit of a darker Seth Rollins. So we on the same page.
Yeah, right.
It's just I think this is going to lead to especially if this is the horror show.
Right. Yeah. True.
Motherfucker be like Swamp Thing or some shit. So yeah, I have Seth Rollins losing, but it turns into the madness of the Monday Night Messiah.
Okay.
You know, and basically he gets dashing Cody Rhodes. So
I dig it. Okay.
All right, let's go to the women's championship. Let's first go to Bayley versus Nikki Cross for the women's championship. This is easy to me. Bayley is going to win this. Nikki Cross has no chance at all of winning this match.
Yeah. I think I think this match one goes to Bayley, but it's definitely just about putting Nikki Cross over as just being legit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, granted, you should know that already. Like, you really should. But we kind of forget that Nikki Cross did the most subtle character change we've ever seen. Like, Sandy Nikki Cross was supposed to be a thing, but then it was best friend Nikki Cross. And, like, now she's just, you know, the UK girl with the nice hips that can really get busy in the ring. Right. So, but and that's not to, you know, downgrade her by any means, because I do think she's one of the best women wrestlers that we got right now, especially like in the WWE. And I think it's just about making her look legit, as well as just making Bayley look legit. Like, we got to get out of that habit of only Charlotte can make you legit in the you know what I'm saying, in wrestling. And Bayley taking on that role, I think is super dope. This will be a really good match, I believe. But yeah, Bayley, because it's no reason for Nikki Cross to win the belt.
Right, and right now Bayley is 1B as far as the best women out there.
Yeah.
And I'm saying 1B because I think 1A has taken over for the other person in this match. Sasha Banks versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. I know we gave Asuka all the motherfucking love during the pandemic, but I think Sasha is A1 1A certified. She has become a star. This whole thing with her and I don't even know how the fuck this happened. And how I don't know how this happened. I don't know, like it's wild because I don't think she's done shit differently, but maybe the matches just has gotten better. And her being next to Bayley, who I love Bayley, love that ass too. But I think it's one of those situations where you have Jan next to Marsha.
Yeah.
You see Marsha.
Right.
You see Jan, but you don't see Marsha. And maybe that's what it is. But I think Sasha has taken over the Asuka spot as somebody who's definitely taking advantage of the pandemic. Also, again, we had an episode about 2 weeks ago, the 2-woman power trip. Give her the belt. Both of them two are double champions. Sasha would be the second double champion that holds a world and a lower tier belt. In this case, she will hold the world and the tag team belt, making her the first. And they hold that bitch for a little bit. I'm going with Sasha.
Yeah. So the cool thing about this match is I can stick to both of my scripts at the same time. I said Sasha Banks was the best woman in wrestling last year, and I can still stand on that where we are today, right? And I said Asuka is undoubtedly the pandemic MVP, and she's the most entertaining thing on television as far as women wrestling goes. I can still stand on that. However, this is long overdue, and I want to be specific in this. I want a clean wrestling match victory for Sasha Banks over Asuka. I
want to see Asuka tap.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the bank statement. She should win it with the bank statement. It should be a tap. You know what I'm saying? It should be that. And I say that because part of the reason why people got Sasha Banks fucked up and this all looks so cool is because, again, she hasn't had a chance to win the match that matters. And she's not an underdog. She's not a heartstring story. No, she's literally just one of the best. Treat her like she's one of the fucking best. Like, she can beat other women. She don't need Bayley. She don't need outside ring interference or a glitch in the matrix, or she don't need
none of that shit.
Right. She can go in there, have a match, win the match, end of story. And we need more of those moments for specifically her. Everybody has them. She is the only one void of them the most. Like even just at the fact that the Sasha Charlotte rivalry is like 5-5.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? like it's literally 5-5. Like every time she beat Charlotte, she gotta come right back and beat her. And so I beat her, then she beat her again. So like they had a dead heat. Like, no, have her finally legitimately beat everybody because it's real.
Right.
Like it's real. It's just real shit. So I'm specifically clean wrestling match victory for Sasha Banks at Extreme Rules. Like that's what I want to see.
Same page. So now we go to the championship matches. I'll start with Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler for the WWE Championship. Who you got?
I want to take this shit lightly, right? I really do. But see, Dolph Ziggler winning this match at Extreme Rules it could be the most pointless thing that happens in 2020. But is the WWE above not doing pointless shit? I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this because there's no way that Dolph and Bobby Roode are part of the AJ Styles trade to make him the Intercontinental Champion for SmackDown only results in Dolph Ziggler coming over to get his ass beat asapishly by Drew McIntyre. And that was the whole moment, right? So I'm officially calling DQ win or no, I'm calling a no contest. I'm calling a no contest on this because I think Drew McIntyre is going to be in a handicap match for the world title on Raw the next night.
I'm going with Drew McIntyre. I honestly believe that Adam Cole is going to debut on Raw the next night.
Okay.
I think it's going to be. I don't think they're going to do this exactly how they did Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era.
Take over Chicago.
Yeah, take over Chicago. I don't think they're going to do exactly that. Where after the match, they came through and fucked dude up. But I believe that you introduce Adam Cole to Raw exactly like that. And I think that you see Adam Cole versus Drew McIntyre. Because you didn't get a chance to see that because Drew McIntyre got hurt.
Right, true.
I believe he had got hurt. Yeah. So this is Drew McIntyre being able to get his get back at the next pay-per-view, which I believe is SummerSlam.
Yeah, August. Yep.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, SummerSlam. Yes, I don't think you pulled the trigger and bring in Brock Lesnar yet. But yeah, I can see Adam Cole versus Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam, and I think because he was a 400-day champion, and it's Adam Cole, baby. On a bigger platform, even though it's still the Performance Center, but the platform is Raw, I think you're going to be able to put Adam Cole over. I think Shawn Michaels loves Adam Cole. Triple H loves Adam Cole. It seems like Vince McMahon loves Adam Cole. I think you put the battery in that back starting July 20th. And nobody expects it. There is shit else that the Undisputed Era can do in NXT. There's shit else.
Yeah.
But also to make this full circle about what I had talked about earlier today, if you look, just because you're on Raw, that don't mean you can't come back to NXT a year or two down the line. That's what all them drafts and shit for. Motherfuckers be on Raw, then be on SmackDown next year, and then be on Raw the next year. So once you start treating NXT like that, I think that's when you really start making people understand that NXT is the third brand officially. So with that being said, hey man, Undisputed Era, you guys are going to fuck up Drew McIntyre on Monday, which means Drew McIntyre defeats Dolph Ziggler. And then the final pick of the night, the final pick right now, I think they're going to add 2 matches, so I'm going to throw that up in there too after these 2 matches. But the Swamp match, the non-title Swamp match, I believe, actually.
Yep, it is. It's non-title.
So yeah, it's non-title.
So you already know what this is.
So we already know what this is, but we got to bring it up. Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman, non-title in the Swamp.
Yep, against Bray Wyatt.
So
listen,
go ahead.
Braun Strowman can win a match in the Swamp. He wears an outfit like he goes to the Swamp after matches.
Yeah.
So he's gonna win this match. Because this match don't matter. anytime a champ is in a non-title match, it does not matter. And yeah, why not? Why not give him a solid victory over somebody that's legitimate?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in some funny business.
Okay.
You're right. You're 100% right. This match don't matter. I got Braun Strowman.
Okay.
I mean, excuse me, I got Bray Wyatt.
Oh, really?
So,
okay.
I have Bray Wyatt because Braun Strowman won the first match.
Okay.
Bray wins this one. But with that being said, it's still a match in a swamp that gives a potential for Bray Wyatt to lose and be out. So I have a prediction.
Okay.
Otis is at the swamp.
Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yes, he's at that. Otis is at the swamp. And not only is Otis at the swamp, Otis will win the championship at the swamp. He's not going to keep that bitch till SummerSlam.
No. It
won't be a triple threat match. This will almost be as similar as Kane versus Stone Cold.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because I don't think they're that confident in Otis. But I think you have to give him the rub. Just to give him a rub. It doesn't hurt in this moment. It really does not hurt for Braun Strowman to be a two-time champ. Because here's my thought process, ladies and gentlemen. Bray Wyatt loses. But the part of me wins, but the part of Bray Wyatt getting into Braun Strowman's head is that he wants to bring the demon out of Braun Strowman.
Huh. Okay.
So you take him into that swamp, he loses the belt. He loses twice in one night. So when he does that, that's when you bring the monster, the true monster, out of Braun Strowman.
Okay.
This is when you start to prepare for Braun Strowman's eventual heel turn as Roman Reigns starts the process to come back months down the line.
Okay.
You switch him.
Okay.
You switch him. He demolishes Otis. Mandy Rose is like, Bray Wyatt comes in, and Bray Wyatt is like, this is why I wanted to. Now the Fiend wants to see you. He defeats the Fiend because now the Fiend is defeatable.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Thanks, Goldberg.
Right. Now he's defeatable. And not only is he defeatable, you have somebody that's probably just as much as a monster as he is. So even if he loses to Braun Strowman, as Braun Strowman, the monster comes out of Braun Strowman, you don't lose that much from Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
Because Bray Wyatt, we've already talked about, he don't need to have the belt. And he can still be a monster, scare lesser people.
All right. Right. Okay.
And that's when you get the eventual heel turn, because now you just turn Braun Strowman into a monster for real. And then you start to get the true what we wanted anyway, was you get to Roman Reigns having a formidable heel opponent.
Okay. Yeah.
Because eventually with this belt, somebody has to be a heel in order for Roman Reigns to get it.
Right.
But if you turn him into a monster, that means for the next couple of months, we're scared of this nigga. And Roman Reigns maybe at WrestleMania goes up against Braun Strowman instead of The Fiend. And we know them two could have some dope ass matches anyway. Yeah. So,
wow. You know what? All of this made me think. Quick sidebar question. Leukemia really made it so Roman Reigns can't be a heel anymore, huh?
Yeah.
Because you can't boo a motherfucker that really could have a real issue and can't wrestle anymore.
Yeah, you can't boo him.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
That.
Yeah, you can't pay. You can't turn him a heel and he do some dastardly shit. No.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
Nah.
That's crazy. I'm sorry. Proceed. But yeah, no. Yeah. This all makes sense, and it does occupy. Well, it does. I don't say occupy. It explains everything that needs to happen for the Roman Reigns comeback, because, like, Otis can't cash in on Roman Reigns. He can't cash in on Roman Reigns. He can't cash in on the Fiend.
Yeah.
Him getting it in this hodgepodge of swamp madness makes sense. It's interesting because as a Money in the Bank winner, he's the one that has talked the least about having it, cashing it in, and we kind of have eliminated when and why and where he will. Mandy hasn't become the better mouthpiece for him. I hope that's just a wrestling thing, another person.
Shit, we haven't even seen him.
Right.
Really?
So this is right. So that's a really good explanation for things that we need answers to, because usually the Money in the Bank winner is getting mic time. They're getting vignettes. Like, we see that they're producing mini movies for matches. No way that Otis can't be like, yeah, I'm going to cash in and eat a ham or something like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's not cashing in on SmackDown either, fam.
Yeah, no, I couldn't see that.
Right.
Because you have to make his moment at a pay-per-view because it's Otis.
And even if he doesn't, even if he cashes in and loses, I think he's cashing in
at a pay-per-view.
And I think that pay-per-view is Extreme Rules.
Okay.
So
Otis cashing in at a pay-per-view makes sense for his career moment. Because right now, winning Money in the Bank is the biggest thing he's ever done besides getting Mandy Rose to put his mouth on him.
Yep.
So yeah, he has to, because you don't even remember it. Like, I mean, yeah. Long story short, I agree with the fuck you're saying. So that's wow. Okay.
Yeah.
SmackDown is starting to make sense now that you've said that.
There you go.
Extreme Rules, man. Extreme Rules, July 19th at the Performance Center still, because it's a spike in the coronavirus in Florida, which is why I don't believe that NBA shit is going to work at all outside of 4 days. But fuck all of that. Make sure that y'all tune in next Sunday with us, because I should have nothing in life to do. So I'm going to actually watch the pay-per-view in real time and hopefully be watching with a few of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So now, Twitter going to be light, because I got to get we got to get the StreamYard shit cracking, so y'all understand that that's a better situation for us while we watching the shit.
Hell yeah. And again, y'all be involved, man. This is year 3. I'm happy with what accomplishes. Now we gotta have a little bit more fun with it. We already having fun, as you see how we do the podcast. You know what I'm saying? We really be animated when we be doing these things, man. So now you're gonna be able to turn up with us. So once again, teespring.com/stores-first-black-champ, or just click the link in our Instagram bio or my bio or Camp's bio. 10% off of all purchases. First Black Champ. Go ahead and get that. Shouts out to the people who have purchased. Shouts out to the people who have been listening to us from the beginning, who are transitioned with us to the Barber's Chair Network. Shouts out to everybody on the Barber's Chair Network. Shouts out to Scott. Shouts out to Pierce for uploading our shit every motherfucking morning, tweeting the shits out. Shouts out to everybody who's commented, rate, like, subscribe, download, all that stuff, and continue to do that, especially on Apple. If you're an Apple listener, make sure you rate and you let the people know on Barbershop Digital that you're rocking with FBC Pod and why you're rocking with FBC Pod. Shouts out to people like Jonathan Hood for giving us a bigger platform. We hope to continue that. Shouts out to everybody who has sacrificed in order to let us do this shit. Like, this shit is Do the shit in the motherfucking morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You've heard
Sunday
Landon.
Morning.
It's Sunday morning. You've heard Landon. You've heard Trey in the beginning. So you've been with me. You've been with me to 2 kids.
Yeah, there you go.
I just talked about that shit.
Yeah.
2 kids in.
There you go.
Like you started the podcast listening to Trey motherfucking ass.
That's true.
Now you're listening to Landon come up in this bitch. God damn. Shit. God, yeah. I just thought about that shit. Wow. Shouts out to shit. And shouts out to you. You know, this was your idea. You was like, yo, I want to do a podcast, but I don't want to do no hip-hop shit right now.
Right.
I want to talk wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't fuck that shit. You know, shouts out to you. Oh, real quick, shouts out to Sparks on the logo too. You know, we didn't have a logo at first.
Absolutely.
Shouts out to Sparks, you know what I'm saying, with the logo that you see here, both of them with the First Black Champ logo and then the First Black Champ joint with the belt. But yeah, man, shouts out to you for putting this out there, putting this in the atmosphere. We're 3 years in, we're only growing. Next thing you know, we're gonna have live shows when we're able to do this again. You know, how about a live show during one of these WrestleManias, one of these pay-per-views? You know what I'm saying?
It's going down.
You got to throw some shit in the atmosphere. So I'll pass it on to you, man.
Hell yeah. No, I mean, absolutely, man. 3 years. It's been a great 3 years. Man, looking forward to this 3rd year, because even though this pandemic shit is real and a lot of other shit is going on, I do believe that we are still going to do some amazing things with the show. And as we continue to grow, man, again, just extreme thanks and gratitude to everybody that put hands in an effort to just get us one step further, even if it was just one step or even a little half step, a little drop step. It don't even matter. Like, just the fact that the word of mouth promotion, the amount of just like, yo, that shit was funny. Y'all said, hey, yo, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Vince McMahon, don't fuck with Asia. Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now that, you know, with all the sex assault scandals and all that, J.R. Bank can never say that I'm racist against the UK because them niggas is fucked up anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, it don't matter. They lives don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But Black lives do matter. So how about that? You know, just those things. We're building our own our own universe. You know what I'm saying? Team FBC, like the FBC pod, just audience I can say that they're very savvy, inquisitive, and they like to talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what the First Black Champ audience is. And it's I never thought that we would have so many people that would talk like us about wrestling to the degree, but I'm glad that we are the spark to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause shit, wrestling, we know how it goes. We know what it's like to be lifelong fans of the shit and the stigmas that come to it, the type of Black person people think that you are because you like wrestling and shit like that. And and I am so glad that we, specifically you and I, we are the spark to let y'all know, nah, fam, this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cool motherfuckers. We know this shit. That there's a extra layer of entertainment to it, and if you ever disrespect us in public, we will beat your motherfucking ass. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
never hesitate to say that shit, right?
You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't get your ass whooped, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that simple. So that is so just building that culture of the Black wrestling fan. Hell, as the Black wrestler has evolved in the last 3 years, we are shining examples of how the Black wrestling fan is this. Like, this is what it is. And this is it's an awesome feeling to be a part of that. I mean, yeah, shout out to all the other Black wrestling podcasters. You know, we you guys are all important to this process too, because we all don't do this the same. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Like, I would hate to tune in to 3 or 4 other wrestling podcasts and they sounded exactly like what we do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, You know, so the black men and women out there that are also covering this, awesome salute to you all, because you all are also motivation for what we do. Whether we started before you or after you, I will speak for myself when I say I consider you all an inspiration as well as a motivation, because you talk wrestling your way, we talk wrestling our way, and it all makes sense. And it's all about diversifying the palette of what Black people are in the in regards to the world of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. I think it's very much needed. Thank you to everybody. Hey, as Tupac Shakur said, man, you are appreciated.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Shit.
Damn right. And I mean, it shouts out to wrestling in general, man. WWE,
Word,
AEW,
you know
MLW, AAA, New Japan,
yeah,
Ring of Honor, any of the independents.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the wrestlers for giving us the content that we need to keep pushing. And next week we're going to be doing a real oral history. I'll figure it out in about the middle of the week which one we're going to do.
Okay,
but we're going to do an oral history because next week is going to be Extreme Rules. So we're gonna be kicking it here. So without further ado.
Hey, man. So listen, again, we always appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching us this time, as well as listening. And always know that if you ever want to talk about wrestling in an unconventional way, you do so by checking out the First Black Champ podcast. Camp, bang, we are out.